us ultimately. And I just wanted to say, you guys, Fitchburg has kind of gone down as far as the Republican establishment, but what you guys did over the 4th of July, you're up at the block and stuff, I know you busted and you really made a difference. People noticed you, and it was good. I'm also getting to know Steve pretty well. We do a really good, once I retire from Congress, we're going to do a TV show together, I think, right? It'll be the guy with hair and the guy without hair show or something. I don't know, but it was a lot of fun. So this election's important. I appreciate the fact that you are remaining neutral and you're using this to get more people involved. There's so few things in this state where we can actually get people involved, races and stuff, because so few are contested. But this is good. So you need to do it to your full advantage. Yeah. I believe I'm the better candidate. John probably would say the same thing. But that's what makes it good. So use this as a good recruiting period and stuff because it's in the best interest. We have to take back this country this coming election period. Steve was just talking where they say every 100 years something shifts. 100 years ago we shifted toward this progressive atmosphere where we changed the Constitution dramatically, and then we've kept this snowball going where we've changed exactly how we feel, how we work, what makes us Americans. I'm hoping that this next 100 years we're going to swing the pendulum back. Because if you recall, historically, man, that first from 1770, in fact from 1605 all the way up to 1913, this country was where you come to fulfill your dreams. You had to work, but every time you worked and you got a paycheck, you felt a little self-esteem, a little pride. I've got a handout that I did. It's going to be going to the newspapers. Please take it. You get a free copy before it actually hits the press. And it's basically what, the difference between welfare and charity. Welfare is something that we give taxes. They take money out of the taxes and then give it away, versus charity is something that we give direct. So, any questions at all?
Tom, where are you going to be that people could stand out? Are you going to start any stand-out?
We're going to start that. I'm going to try to have next week here. We've got some volunteers, and the owner of the Stars said that we could probably use the little room up there, get together and meet. So I'll be sending out some emails. Greg here has volunteered. Now that we've got the emails to help me out, hopefully he will become a member of the group if you guys are really, really dedicated to making this a better place. I'm sure that Greg's going to happy, and I think you guys are dedicated to making this a better country. And that's important. I've got Judy is in Westminster. Hopefully we'll get some more people. It's a new district. Yes.
Tom, at the 4th of July parade, during an interview, Nikki Saunders said that she would be happily running on Obamacare and that she was proud of it. Given that this district went 15 points for Scott Brown in an election that was about Obamacare, do you plan on making opposition to Obamacare one of the pillars of your campaign?
Yeah, and I know what the Supreme Court said. In my mind, the Supreme Court's wrong. Hopefully everybody understands that the Supreme Court has been wrong many, many times in history. This is another time. I don't consider Obamacare constitutional, and I will be running on that. When I was growing up in physics, yeah, I did physics classes too, but in civics, we learned the Constitution had one purpose, and that was to protect our freedom. That was it. That was what it was a rules. It was a set of rules. Government shall do this, only this, and their main job is to protect our freedom. When I look at Obamacare, I ask people the question, are we more free with Obamacare? And the answer is no. The rules, the regulations, and the taxes, we've lost our freedom with Obamacare. Therefore, Obamacare in my mind is unconstitutional. And I will run on that. Now, do we need to improve access to health care, costs, all that? Yes, we do. Or perhaps if we got to do it the way it should be, which is getting rid of a lot of these rules and regulations that have added costs, that's the better way to do it. Government doesn't succeed very well in many things, except equipping a Navy and an Army. That's their main function. Yes?
What do you think of Hillary on the 27th of this month, on the Second Amendment guns?
There are 6 UN treaties that President Obama wants signed before he leaves office. If any of those get approved, we lose our sovereignty. Every treaty coming to the UN has got, it's kind of like a birthday cake. This is so nice, this is so nice, it's sweet, it's tasty, it's this and that, you get all excited, and then you come to realize that you're a year older. That's the way these treaties are. It is the wrong thing to do. You have to get on the phone and you have to call. Now they're gonna sign it, and what happens is this Vienna Treaty, which was again another UN treaty, says that we have to abide by certain things. The Senate will hopefully not ratify it, but there's certain provisions that'll be ratified. It's wrong. I ask you to do one thing. What did the framers mean with the word treaty? See, in my mind, it's at the same level, and it says in the Constitution, it's at the same level as the Constitution, right? It's all treaties ratified, same level. Did they mean treaty with an unelected organization that has no sovereign territory, that just lives in a free apartment in New York? Was that what they meant we have treaties with? Or did they mean we have a treaty with a country where we have something in common, like Russia or Great Britain or France, or all of them on the same treaty? See, I think the whole premise that we are obliging the United States into legal ease with the UN is wrong. That's another thing I will be really expressing once I get to Washington, D.C., that we go and we look at that, because I can understand treaties with countries we have something in common for, but the fact of the matter is 80% of the countries in this world, we have nothing in common, nor would we want to sign a treaty with them. If you look at the cold facts, there's nothing we'd want a treaty with Iran, you know, Cuba, Zimbabwe, you know, you start naming the countries. Do we have any common interests? The answer is no. The only interest is that people want our wealth, our work, our happiness, if you will, because it's a pursuit of happiness, to spread out. Okay? Did that answer your question? Too long, I think.
That was his question.
I'm sorry, your question. Too long. Any other things?
What about giving away our oil islands?
Oh, you mean those? Well, those islands, they were just there. They weren't really doing anything. It was just, yeah, I mean, those are the islands that Sarah Palin can see Russia from, I think, even though she didn't really say that. Yes, that's the thing that a lot of people don't know. He gave away the rights and stuff to a bunch of islands and the Aleutians to Russia. So I'm sure that they are going to use all care when they come and drill for oil and all of the safeties that we use when we drill. I'm sure Russia's going to do that, as they take our natural resources. No,
cut back on our defense.
This country is great because we believe in the rule of law. There's some laws that are hard to break, some hard to change. That's good. This just doing whatever you want, that's tyranny. And that's the direction we're going if we don't change it. And you have to stand up. And you have to say, no, enough's enough. But yes, the oil, the islands are not good.
Tom, not to distract from your campaign, but how do we as a group, as a Republican committee, as Republicans, responsible citizens, how do we get Mitt Romney to get fired up? How do we get behind him and get him to really lead this party?
I can't say that because that could get printed. Let's see. I can't say that one because that could get printed. I think we have to get. He is a gentleman. No matter if you recall when he ran against Kennedy, it took him a long time, many hits, before he finally actually talked back. So I think it's hard. I don't know how to get him. I don't know how to get him fired up.
He got fired up against New Gingrich.
He did, but see, that's his own party, you know, he doesn't want to, see, I don't think there's anything we can say that's not going to be classified as racism. So, okay, so once you realize that no matter what you say, people on the left are going to accuse him of being racist, which sometimes I think is kind of an overused word because we're all part of the human race, so I actually do consider myself better than the spotted owl and the Japanese beetles and all those other things, okay? Because this is the human race. I think it's perfectly okay that we believe we're superior to those things, all right? But I don't know how to get Mitt Romney fired up. But he has to. Because, and what we have to do almost as surrogates is we have to get people fired up. So, I wish I knew.